Trader Darren Muji is back on the case. The Jets are exploring the trade market. Plus, they are having free agent meetings talking about safeties. The draft, the combine yesterday was safeties. We have a lot to get into. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Weston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily. This is a daily New York Jets video show. Every single day at 7:30 in the morning. I hope you guys can join the army of growing subscribers. Hit that subscribe button as you guys come on in. Like the video. And if you want to join one of our membership levels, the Boy Green Coffee Club, $2.99 a month, or the Boy Green Espresso Club, $5.99 a month. Today would be a great day to join the Boy Green Espresso Club because our next meeting is in session later this evening, a special live show exclusively for Boy Green Espresso Club members. It won't be open to the public. It won't be open to the Boy Green Coffee Club, exclusively the Boy Green Espresso Club, which again comes later this evening at 8 o'clock sharp. We'll see what special guests join us. We have the Combine today, which is the biggest day, and we also have the WWE's Elimination Chamber. So a lot of fun stuff today, and plus the Espresso Club meeting. But let's get into all that and more with our special guest. He joins us every weekend. It's Hop on Pop, gracing us with his presence.
Hey now, good morning, Coffee Club.
Wow. Okay, that was pretty good. A little Robin Williams action there. I appreciate it. So, Pop, first off, we've got a very remind me of this. We've got a special thing. This will be an off-air thing, but we have a special Boy Green thing that's sort of bubbling behind the scenes, and we need your expertise on the matter. So, Boy Green Coffee Club fans, there's something pretty big cooking behind the scenes, and we'll keep you guys posted on that as well. Guys, you guys can check out the article in the YouTube description down below and all the safety business here, which we're going to dive into the deep end of the pool here on the program. Pop, let's start there. According to ESPN's Rich Cimini, the Jets are exploring the trade market for a safety. And old trader Darren Muji, we'll get your thoughts on that trade that happened earlier this week as well. That was his 8th trade and basically a year on the job. So he has been moving and looking around. So trades he's looking at. And I also want to add this to the conversation before we move forward. Not only are they looking at trades, but according to insider Tony Pauline of Essentially Sports, the Jets have, quote, word on Wednesdays, the Jets front office has meetings scheduled at the Combine with just about every agent who represents a safety that's expected to hit the open market. This should come as no surprise, as not only the Jets' entire secondary is a mess, but 4 of their safeties from 2025 will be free agents. I'm told that signing a free agent safety wouldn't even prevent them from selecting Caleb Downs with the 2nd overall pick in the draft. End quote. So a lot to unpack there, Pop. And real quick, the meat and potatoes here. Malachi Moore is the only starter, potential starter, if you want to say that, at safety on the roster. They are set to lose our boy Andre Sisco from Syracuse, Tony Adams, and Isaiah Oliver. Those 3 veterans I just mentioned are scheduled to be free agents on March 11th. So that's a lot to unpack there, Pop. But they're looking at the trade market. They're looking at the free agent market at safety. 2 ways, and we'll talk about draft a little bit later, to potentially improve this team.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think they have to. I think there's plenty of quality free agents that drafting. Why give up something that you can pick up for free, right? Why? Let's go with the millennial philosophy. Why work when you can just get money for free? So, hey now.
That seems like a different show. Anywho, so Pop, so you would not trade for a safety?
I would not.
Well, we
I
don't
would
even know
not.
what the names are. I don't know. I don't want to say no, and then I hear something tantalizing. I'm like, whoa, I didn't know that name was available. And I'm going to be honest, folks. I don't have. I mean, we could just sort of gander around at the top safeties, but I don't have. Rich didn't mention a name, and I don't have a name off the top of my head of just a safety who could be available via trade. Well, I have free agent names. I've got draft names of people that worked out yesterday and looked really good, but I don't have a trade name off the top of my head.
Right, and that's sloppy reporting on Rich Samini's part. Well, we could,
Drop a
maybe we
nugget.
could do it. How are we going to get there? Well, I don't know. That's not my job. Well, it is your job. Who is available? He could have tantalized with some names. Garbage in, garbage out. Right? Yeah. Is he available by trade? I imagine everybody's available by trade. I'm going to give you the first round draft picks for the entire history of my franchise for that player. Oh, Kyle Hamilton. I'd like you to trade for Kyle Hamilton, and for the rest of eternity, the Baltimore Ravens get the Jets' #1 draft pick. Is that available? Would that be possible? Is that the logic that Rich Samini is the wisdom and the pearls that
I think all he was saying is they are exploring the market for a trade at safety. That seems like a good nugget.
Yeah, it's different strokes, different folks. Weak sauce.
I'm not sure what that means, but I guess I appreciate your usage of that phrase. But nonetheless, so apparently they're exploring the trade market. But Pop, I want to work in the draft element here because I think it all sort of comes together here. Daniel, so the safeties and a bunch of other positions like tight ends worked out yesterday at the NFL Combine for Friday. Today's the big day. Quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. And I'll be glued here to my seat for that. But the safeties blew up the Combine, and we'll talk about some of the names. But they all look a lot of them look really good. Daniel Jeremiah, who's a longtime former scout and current analyst on NFL Network, he's on the broadcast with Rich Eisen, and he says, Rich, I just received a text from an NFL person that told me it's a bad day to be a free agent safety. In other words, the draft looks so awesome, and that's cheaper labor than what free agency is set to go, that maybe some teams are thinking twice now about whatever they were going to do. Trades, potentially free agents, and just say, hey, we could get an awesome safety in the draft. And Dane Brugler of The Athletic tweeted this out last night in the middle of the safety workouts. He said, quote, deep safety class this year. The best part is there are multiple safeties in every round worth getting excited about. We might see double-digit safeties go in the top 100 of this draft. So, man, that's another path for the New York Jets, and there's a lot of them that were pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. For the Jets, and we talked about a little bit off air, right? The Jets have 4 picks in the top Jim Brown, so to speak.
That's one way to do it. Sure, yeah, that is.
Ernie Davis. Anyways, Floyd Little.
Yeah.
Anyways, they have 4 picks in the top 44.
Larry Zonka,
Jim Brown. But anyways, it's but then we have this huge gap. The gap that you could put a large man into, like I don't know, Hassan Reddick. This huge pit of this huge gap, right? Mm-hmm. And so, the Jets have to be prudent, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to use a Jared Mayo. We got money to burn. We got draft picks to burn. I'm not going to use that analogy.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah.
So, because the Jets don't need a safety unless they go to some unique defense never invented before in the history of football. If they're only going to have one safety and you don't need a backup, they need multiple safeties.
I agree.
And I believe we get a pick through the draft, not overspend, because in my estimation, if you don't get Caleb Downs, I don't think there's first round draft. The talent is there for first round pick. Now, 33rd, yes. And then that does amazing things for you at 33rd. The average contract of the 33rd pick is going to be around $2 or $3 million for a 4-year deal, about $12 or $13 million. Now that is something you can bite your teeth into, right? But it's important to have that. That would be, in my opinion, that would be your projected, second safety, if you will, right? Because you're going to rank them. The first I would get through free agency. Unless you got Caleb Downs.
Which let's get into that. Yeah, let's get into that. So Caleb Downs is perceived to be the top safety in this draft. He did not work out yesterday. His measurables came in, and I saw some scouts looking at it sideways that he's a little smaller than they thought. So take that for whatever you will. But no, Dylan Thieneman worked out yesterday out of Oregon. He looked phenomenal. He ran a 4.3 in the 40-yard dash and blew up all the explosive tracking numbers, which look really good. Again, you have Emmanuel McNeil Warren. He's in that group. AJ Halsey was in that group. There's just a lot of safeties that just looked pretty gosh darn good yesterday, which has led to some people saying that, again, Dylan Thieneman, for instance, I saw a lot of draft analysts say, well, he's not going. The Jets have two. So, okay, let's lay this on the line first. Jets have 4 picks in the top 44, 2, 16, 33, 44. There was some belief of Jet fans who have been doing mock drafts. Ooh, Dylan Thieneman at 33. Ooh, Dylan Thieneman at 44. Draft analyst said that dream is over. Dylan Thieneman's going to be a first-round pick after his explosive combine performance yesterday. Your response is what?
My response is this, right?
Okay. Yeah, let's go full screen here. Try to make sure we get a magnifying glass on that. Oh, moron.
Yes,
Okay.
that's my response.
All
So
right.
when you have the difference between an entire body of work of a player,
Okay.
every snap, you have the film available for every snap.
Yeah.
And based on that analysis versus real people, a full body of work, you have that. Okay. We project this guy to be available at 44, 50, whatever. And then the guy runs around his underwear and competes against cones and stopwatches. And no, he's not 44 now. He's in the first round. You don't make $1 million decisions based on the combine. And the people that do are dumbasses.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Because you have an entire body of work where they played against real players, not cones, not stopwatches, right? That dude got a shot in the ass and drank 50 5-hour energies before he ran that 40-yard dash. He's never ran that fast before in his life. But now where he's a number 1 draft pick, no. No. So the movers and the shake, it just doesn't make any sense. Break down the analytics. Well, I have this entire game tape where he looks like, on the double move, right? Like he always gets blown out every double move. But against that shuttle drill, now there is where the money is made. That guy, I'm going to pick him at number 2. That's moronic, which is something you can align to.
Yes, thank you. Before we go further, because there's a poll question I want to ask you and all that stuff. Quickly on Caleb Downs, because he is the guy that has been for months perceived as a top 5 pick, a top 10 pick potentially, any of that. Caleb Downs, what are you? Oh, so you're sleeping on Caleb Downs. You're not a Caleb Downs guy.
What? No, I wasn't sleeping. I was watching my video monitor.
Oh, I see. I see what's happening now, which, by the way, I can confirm. I've been watching all the NFL Combine coverage here. Yesterday, Aaron Glenn was fully awake. I took a picture of that, posted that on social media. So, great. Anywho, Caleb.
Maybe gets a signing bonus. Maybe during the hug, Woody gives him an extra back tap during the daily hug.
It's not that big of a deal. Okay, come on, Bob. It's not that big of a deal. What did he
I don't
miss?
know. Here's an example.
The numbers all get posted.
Any of the jobs that I have held in the past 38 years,
yes.
If I was literally asleep at my job, I would be in jail. Write that down. In jail if I was asleep at my job. Federal
Nick Farias said
prison.
he wasn't asleep. He said he was looking down at his phone.
Anybody that
looking
watched
down at
that
the tablet.
video, he looked startled. The only kind of startled when you wake up. That's it. But anyways,
Nick Farias challenged that. He pushed back against that.
Nick Farias also is an idiot. All right.
Wow.
So,
okay. Well, Jesus.
Watch the tape. Watch the tape for yourself. That dude was asleep. I'm surprised you don't have that cut up. But anyways, go ahead.
I mean, we do have that footage, but it just feels unnecessary to bring up again and again and again. Again, he just,
it was only 2 days ago. Again and again and again.
I don't know why you want to dunk on AG. What's wrong? What's wrong with you?
It's a bad look, is all I'm saying.
I agree. I don't think it's a great look. To be candid, I do not. And again, I wrote it in a piece when I saw this going viral, and I just slapped my hand against my face and just said, Why? Why do these things find each other? Here you go, Pop. You want to see it. Here's the footage.
Prospects as Aaron Glenn looks on for the Jets. Fernando Mendoza 1. Jeremiah Love, who we'll also see on Saturday here on NFL Network, the running back from Notre Dame 2. And then number 3 is David Bailey of Texas Tech.
I could see him looking at a tablet or something down there. Pop, you're on mute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, I got you now.
Yeah, he did what we all do on an airplane. He was like this. And then he looks around. Did anybody see? And then he like shifts around. He was out. Anyways, all right. Let's move. Let's stop picking on Aaron Glenn.
Okay.
I guess it was only me. But Caleb Downs.
Yeah. Are you a fan of Caleb Downs and the Jets potentially drafting?
I am a fan of Caleb Downs. I do see this as a 1-2 punch. It would have to be the right selection. I don't like him at number 2, but there is, we'll find out next week on the draft show what I would like to do to get Caleb Downs. I believe, in my opinion, what the Jets need to do, right? The Jets get bad press. You saw like bad things, you get that guy talking how the culture sucks and all that other stuff. It's time to make a difference. It's time to, get a face of the franchise, which, arguably we haven't had since Joe Namath. And what I mean by that is we need the Caleb Downs. We need the Jeremiah Love. We need somebody on the poster for 2026 to help sell those overpriced tickets, right? So there's value in that, if nothing else, is to get one of the top tier players in free. Look, here we are, the New York Jets. It's cool to get offensive linemen that'll play for a decade, but you're like, you don't put them on the poster. They don't put asses in the seats. You get a safety, and I'm going to use an example. You get a Rod Woodson type safety. You get a Roy Williams type safety. You get somebody in there, right? Now we're talking, right? These other people with 5 names from Toledo in the middle of Ohio that nobody's ever heard of before, so they started running around in their underwear, right? That's not going to excite people. And we should not use any of our first round draft capital unless we could sneak in cheaply, moving up a little bit from 33. But unless it's Caleb Downs, I don't think we drafted the first round. And I'm for him. I believe that, he's probably in the top 10. He's not going to make it to 16. So we could move and groove because, again, we have to use the best use. We could take him at 2, but what if we could trade back and take him at 8? And then we get that, we fill the Hassan Reddick gap, is what I'll call it. It's like Michael Strahan's gap in his teeth. You get the Hassan Reddick gap.
Yes, and let's address that for the fans if you haven't read my column down below. So the Jets have 4 picks inside the top 44. That's really good. A lot of teams don't have that. That is uniquely great draft assets for the Jets this year. However, because of the Hassan Reddick trade, after the Jets make their 44th overall pick selection in the second round, they do not pick again till 103. Beep, boop, bop. The math on that is 59 pick gap between those 2 spots.
Almost 2 full rounds.
Right, exactly. A lot can happen between point A and point B, and a lot will happen between those 2 points. Not a lot can and a lot will happen between those 2 points. So what do you do if you're the Jets? If we're looking at safety and we're talking about this gap that Pop is talking about with all these very talented safeties, especially to Dane Brugler's point, he believes that we could see double-digit safeties in the top 100. Well, the Jets' top 100 is the 4 picks inside the top 44. The next pick is outside the top 100 at 103. So the Jets may be able to get creative trade-wise and try to figure it out of trading back or moving this player. And that's the intriguing or interesting thing to me is if Rich Simidi's right, the Jets are exploring the trade market. It doesn't mean it has to be for a top pick. You could trade a 6 or something for a safety. It doesn't always have to be a lot of assets, but that would be interesting to me if they decided to use a quality asset on that, considering all these other options that apparently are available. All right, Pop. Here's what I'll do. ESPN's Matt Bowen put out a top 50, the best 50 free agents that are set to be available next month in March. The new league year starts on March 11th. Legal tampering is on March 9th. I'm going to say these names. If a name excites you, just stop me. There are 5 in the top 50. I'm just going to read them out as they are in chronological order. Brian Cook of the Kansas City Chiefs. Reed Blankenship of the Philadelphia Eagles. Cam Curl of the Los Angeles Rams, Jaquan Brisker of the Chicago Bears, and then finally Kobe Bryant of the Seattle Seahawks, spelled Kobe C-O-B-Y, not K-O-B-E. Kobe. Any of those intrigue you?
No.
Oof. Yikes.
No.
Okay.
You look at contract salary projections, all of those players are overpriced by their projected salaries that they're going to receive this year.
Maybe Reed, I would say. He's in the $7 million range.
But I'm going to give you
Okay.
a name that's far better and a little bit more pricey than the person you just mentioned. I like Jalen Hawkins.
Okay. Who's he with?
The New England Patriots.
Oh,
The New England Patriots. Yeah, and you may know him because the Jets drafted his partner.
Yes.
Right. So there was two safeties drafted, right? Ashton Davis. You may have heard that name before.
Yes.
Right. But Jalen Smith was his partner at the
Hawkins,
University
Jalen Hawkins.
Hawkins at California.
Yeah.
University of California, Berkeley. That the better one is we didn't pick him. We picked the other one, who's now some rubbed up scrub making league minimum for a veteran on the Miami Dolphins, I believe. But I digress. I would offer that Jalen Hawkins is likely to have one of the he was rated by many as the breakout safety, right? The Patriots got him for a 1 year, $1.8 million deal, which is was a steal. PFF has him ranked as number 5th best ranked safety. I think the Jets could come in without paying the Jet price. Spot Track has him his salary projected at $8 million, which if you look at the top 10 price safeties, that's even outside of the top 10. If the Jets could get him for $8 or $9 million for a 3-year deal, sold. That's who I would get in the free agent market.
Are you concerned at all? I have his resume in front of me. So he spent a couple of years with Atlanta, jumped over to the Chargers, jumped over to the Patriots, and now he's going to be on his 3rd team in 3 years. Is there any concern about the lack of sample size here? His first 2 years, he only started 6 games with the Falcons. He was a full-time starter with the Falcons in 2022. And then he started only 3 games in 2023. 2024, he had a 7-game sample size of starting, and then obviously he just popped this past season with the Patriots. Any concern about the limited sample size here?
No, and apparently the NFL in general is not. Look at Malik, whatever his name is, that some people consider number one.
Well,
he's got like a weak ass sample size. No, and that's why you get him for $8 million as opposed to 14, 15 that the other top projected free agents are going to get. It's because of the small sample size. You get them at the discount double check rate. So $8 million, although a lot to you and I, 3 lifetimes later after you make $8 million, that's a lot. In the world of starting NFL players, that's not that much money.
No, that is true. And the Jets do have somewhere in the ballpark of $88 million in cap space. That's the 3rd most in football. So that's intriguing. Well, the poll we put up, let me finally get to it. Sorry, folks. But you guys have been able to vote on it this entire time. I just haven't mentioned it on the show. The New York Jets are exploring the safety market this offseason, but what should they do? Trade for a safety? Sign a free agent safety? Draft a safety? Or all of the above? Let us know how you're voting right now. Right now, 49% say all of the above. The Jets do need multiple safeties. I mentioned Malachi Moore is the only safety of legitimacy that they have under contract here. All the other ones are set to be free agents. And then the next closest percentage is free agency at 29%, drafting a safety at 14%, 8% trade for safety. That seems to be the least attractive option among the fan base from that perspective. Would you get multiple safeties? Are you also in that camp, Pop?
Yeah, I would get multiple safeties. I get at least one through the draft, and then I would get one through free agency. I definitely lowest on my totem pole would be to trade for one. It's unnecessary. There's enough players out there, and so yes, yes, there you go. I just registered my vote.
Well,
So you need to do some stuff, right? What we thought was potentially our best safety, right, is now going to be out there on the street getting the veteran league minimum. God rest his soul, University of Syracuse alum.
Yes, of course. Is there anything else before we get to your thoughts on Germaine Johnson and the Tavondre Sweat trade, which we haven't heard your opinion on? Is there anything else safety wise you want to get off your chest?
Not safety wise,
Okay.
not safety wise, but I would like to reiterate my stance
Okay.
that this entire discussion and about what we're about to discuss about the recent trade,
Okay.
this entire discussion is important. Decisions have to be made, but the prudency of spending that money in the cap, the balance of the entire team, and my biggest fear is you take a position, you risk rank every position the Jets have needs on. It should be easy because there's 22 positions of need, but you risk rank them, and then you apply
What word are you saying? Maybe I'm not understanding you. What word are you saying before rank?
risk.
Oh, I wasn't getting the K there. Just I understand now. Risk rank. I got
Risk
it. Okay.
rank all of your positions of need from top to bottom,
Okay.
and then you spend your money in draft picks accordingly.
Okay.
Right. And so we'll just pick one at random that jumps very clearly out. Risk ranking, right? Quarterback is going to be at the top of the board,
I would
right?
assume so.
And
Right.
I would say, and I will use the other example, running back is not at the top of the board. I put it in the middle of the board. So if you spend, let's just rough math, 1/5 to 1/6, 20%, 18 to 20% of your available cap space on a position that is not near the top of your need, that is a mistake. Okay. The second part I'll make is the biggest need for the Jets, and there's a lot of them, is clearly on offense. They need to walk away from this draft.
Hmm.
And I am, you could do it multiple ways. They need to figure it out. But, free agency or through the draft, the two big, and I'm not even going to talk about quarterback. Right?
Okay.
I'm not even going to talk about quarterback because that's clear. Offense is a bigger need than defense. They need a second weapon on offense, wide receiver weapon on offense. They need to fill those holes, and they need another weapon, whatever that means.
Okay.
So essentially, they need two weapons, right, on offense. It could be a prolific tight end. It could be a showstopper running back. It could be. It can't be just one piece, right?
Okay.
And because I will tell you that, it's terrible that Garrett Wilson got injured, but the number of receptions and yards by our wide receivers was pathetic.
It was.
Right? The leading wide receiver on the Jets would have been 6th ranked on most teams. 6 on some teams. I wouldn't say on most teams. On some teams.
I was about to say.
On some teams, the 6th. The number one would be the 6th. So, anyways, I digress. Offense, much more needed, much better needed. There needs to be a balanced strategy.
Man, I let me get this straight. I want offense. I want the Jets to give some TLC to offense, but I think there are so many more needs on defense because just off the top of my head, they need at least one safety, but probably multiple. They're gonna need a corner.
Agree.
Off-ball linebacker.
Yep.
Defensive tackle, possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah, not at the top of the needs anymore, but still. And then certainly pass rusher in big black permanent marker. That's 5. We go to the Jets offense. They do need to figure out the left guard situation, whatever that is. Bring it back Simpson, bring it back ABT, somebody brand new, whatever that is. Obviously quarterback, and you could say multiple quarterbacks. Wide receiver, maybe tight end, and then Breece Hall right now is currently tagged. So
Did he get tagged? I didn't see that news.
Yes. Let me back it up. The Jets said they will tag him, so they have until Tuesday to make that decision official. But Darren Muji said that if they do not work out a long-term deal, they will tag him.
People say a lot of things. He used that as leverage to get the deal done.
But so you think if the deal does not get done, he won't tag him?
I think it's possible that he may not. People say shit all the time during
That'd be
negotiations.
crazy.
Right? Yeah, I would not tag him. Then you're going back to my point. You're overspending on a position that is not a big a need as others. Again, you have $100 to spend,
Right?
And do you spend it on your PS5 subscription, or do you spend it putting food on the table? Well, that'd be really. I've got to play Madden. I got to get a PS5. I don't. The kids don't really need to eat.
The fact of the matter is in a perfect world, in a utopia, your plan makes sense. You get this, you get this, you get this. But the problem is that not every offseason is built the same. Not every free agency is built the same. There's not equal representation of every position of quality in free agencies or on your own roster for that matter. Sometimes you have to make business decisions on what is available. For instance, Breece Hall being a free agent, some people are saying, you can't pay a running back. That's crazy. Look at where you are. But that just so happens to be the best player that you have that is set to hit the open market. And you can either choose to keep him or not keep him. You say that it's too much money at running back, but the Jets have to spend the money anyway, as we explained a couple, maybe a week ago on the CBA rules, that the Jets have to meet the minimum cash spend threshold of 90% for this 3-year period. So they have to spend money. Why wouldn't you spend it on Breece, who's considered one of the best players on your team and on the free agent big board list? The Athletic has him as the second-ranked player of any position that's set to be a free agent. Matt Bowen has him top 10. So, that player, we're just going to let go and let someone else enjoy the fruits of that labor? To me, you 100% slap a franchise tag on Breece. You don't let him go to free agency.
If slapping a franchise tag on him means you pay him more than $9 million, then I don't do it.
Well, every tag that is available is more than $9 million. The transition is
11. Ding, 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 ding. We have an understanding. We have a.
But you're not getting a comp pick if you let him go because of the spending you have to.
That's a decision that we made in the fall.
No.
That's a decision we made in the fall. But anyways, I don't want to get this whole tangent. But bottom line is, I think there's needs on offense, and it's not number. It's not a bean count. We have 5 position gaps on offense, defense, and this many on offense. It's the gaping size of the holes on offense that make it more need.
Well, someone is seeking your opinion. I don't know why, but people are out there in the audience. Let's go to Lou B, Super Jets fan here on the program. Every time we get a super chat, we hear from my daughter, Zariah Luna. Wow. Lou B doesn't believe that Breece Hall wants to be a Jet. Pop, what do we do? Again, so it seems from some people's perspective, some questionable social media activity. When Breece was at a New York sports event, New York Post event on Long Island, he was asked, hey, do you want to be a Jet long-term? He went, whatever happens, happens. So it was very lukewarm. He didn't say, woohoo, Jet for life, all that stuff. But Jet fans see and they're like, eh. So Darren Muji says, I've spoken to Breece. He definitely wants to be here long-term. So what do we do? Luby asked you with the Breece Hall situation. What would you do?
What would I do?
That's what he asked. Yeah, I guess.
I'd get me some bullfrog.
I'm sorry?
The Gen Xers in the audience would get that.
I get the reference. I just mean specifically with Breece first. Okay, you want to potentially swim in other waters. Someone was a bullfrog. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm just saying for this first element of Breece Hall, what do? You just let him walk in free agency?
Yes.
Okay, Libby, I guess that's
or you can, I'm not as up to speed. There's the transition tag that's an option too, right?
Yes. So
something that wouldn't commit me to anything. That's the tag I want to use.
Okay, so there are 3 tags available: exclusive tag, non-exclusive tag, transition tag. Exclusive and non-exclusive would pay Breece over $14 million per year on a 1-year deal. If the worst case scenario happens and he never got an offer sheet and he's like, oh, well, I have no other choice, I guess I'm signing with the Jets. That's what those tags are. Transition is $11.3 million, so it's less. But the problem with the transition is if another team offers him signs him to an offer sheet and the Jets choose not to match, they get nothing for him and he leaves and it's over. But they get no comp pick for him. But if no one offers him he gets $11.3 million from the Jets this year.
Yeah,
those are the options.
Yeah, I would transition tag him and make somebody else pay.
Yeah, that seems a little risky because then you could lose him for nothing, which I don't want to do.
You made that decision to lose him for nothing last fall.
Or sunk cost fallacy. I didn't make that decision, and now I ain't leaving here with nothing. So, I'm leaving here with something. So I'm tagging him because I refuse to lose him for nothing.
I draft Jeremiah Love, the new face of the New York Football Jets franchise, or I take number 44, the new number 44, and I'd give him the number 44. His stablemate, I would
Bob
draft
Barker?
him at number Jeremiah Love stablemate.
Yeah, the price is right, Dad. Come on, we're trying to do a dance here. You're
trying except to give that when I led you to water, you just kind of like left me hanging for dead
because
silence.
I was trying to answer.
Adrian Price is the other one I would take at 44.
Yes,
but anyways,
yes, okay. Anywho, we're doing our awkward dance here, but nonetheless, let's go next here. Easy with a member super chat. Appreciate it.
Wow.
A member for 19 months. That deserves some kind of an award. Appreciate you, Easy. Pops, I agree. We had low yardage production for our wide receivers, but how much of that can we blame on horrible quarterback performance as well? That's a good point.
Yeah. Right. They sucked. And then they were reluctant to pull the ripcord and stop the sucking. Right? They were reluctant. They were, I don't even think it's a conspiracy theory that the Jets were fine having a miserable 2025 and maybe intended on having that. Right through the hugs, when Woody Johnson was grabbing AG's ass, he said, "It's okay. I want you to get the number 1 pick." And then AG lost himself during one of the battles for Ohio, and they got an extra win they shouldn't have gotten, or they'd have the number 1 pick. Right?
Perhaps.
So, yeah, you could blame the quarterbacks. You could blame a lot of things. But truth be told, shy of Garrett Wilson, right, that cupboard is bare ass in wide receiver. Right, there's nothing there.
I concur. Yes, I think Adonai Mitchell is an intriguing player, but I don't see him as a wide receiver too. So at best case scenario, this offseason, the Jets, or let me rephrase that. At best, I view Adonai Mitchell as entering the season as a wide receiver 3, and then or he's a wide receiver 4 competing for 3. Like, let's sort of see what machinations happened. Or do the Jets get a guy in free agency? Do they trade for a veteran? Do they just draft a guy at 16 at wide receiver? I'm talking about. So how does it stack? But I agree, it's Garrett Wilson and a bunch of guys until proven otherwise. So yes, confirmed, concur, all of it. Yes.
Yeah, one of the first round picks has to be on a weapon, maybe both, in my opinion. And then some trades, you're getting some more, and then you can use the rest of your cascade or tractor trailer draft picks on the defensive side. But yes, all these things, the holes are so many that it's got to be a mixed strategy, recognizing here we have a lot of money, we have a lot of draft picks, we have to do the balancing, and then this will segue, right? We had what someone else perceived was value, and then we filled a very clear need for the Jets through the trade this week. So that was a solid trade. Trade.
Let's get your thoughts on it. 2 things here. First off, today is February 28th. This is the last day of the month, folks. So if you're new to the channel, again, Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. That's my dad over there. Hop on Pop. He joins us every weekend here on the program. We have 300 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video here on YouTube. Over 100 of those 300 are watching right now in this moment in time on YouTube, which we appreciate. I appreciate no matter how you watch the show. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, replay of YouTube, listen to the audio-only version. But if you're watching here on YouTube, hit that like button. 41 likes, but over 117 people in the room watching. That's getting a little weird. But I will tell you this, that get involved in our raffle. This is your last day to submit your raffle tickets, folks. So we do a raffle every single month on this channel, and this month's raffle has a Darrelle Revis jersey, pair of New York Jets shorts, shirt and combination. We have koozie and all kinds of wonderful things from our tailgate we're throwing in here. And I'll grab a hat from my personal collection that we showed on the Espresso Club YouTube short from my collection. I'll chuck it into this mix as well for all you guys out there in the audience. All you have to do is spend $3 on the channel to be eligible for our giveaway. And today is the last day to submit said financial things aside. But I would also say this, that, before you spend your hard-earned dollars, I think the best deal you guys should do to give it a try is join the Boy Green Espresso Club. That's our YouTube membership group. There's 2 YouTube memberships that you can join if you like the show. Boy Green Coffee Club, $2.99 a month, or the Espresso Club for $5.99 a month. Our second Espresso Club meeting is tonight, this evening at 8 o'clock. Again, it's not open to the public. It will never be. It's not open to the coffee club. It never will be. It's exclusively for the Espresso Club now and forevermore. If you join the Boy Green Espresso Club for $6, okay, it's $5.99 a month, you will get to join that Espresso Club meeting tonight, and you get 5 raffle tickets to this month's contest. And as long as you remain a member, you'll get 5 raffle tickets every month for every monthly giveaway that we do. So you get to get all the perks of being an Espresso Club member, getting to go to the Espresso Club meeting and all loyalty badge, emoji, early access to videos, all that stuff. And you get the 5 raffle tickets. So, folks, if I was choosing to spend my hard-earned dollars, I would do that, because raffle tickets are $3 a piece. That's a $15 value, but you only have to spend $6 to get the $15 worth of value and everything else that's included. So I would highly recommend doing that. You guys can join the Boy Green Espresso Club in the YouTube description down below. So feel free to take advantage. So there you go, Pop. All right, there, a Revis jersey, some extra activity. Yeah, go ahead.
Is there something about you picking the hat off the wall as opposed to including it in that thing, like you keeping it secret? Is that your failure to commit, like the reason you've been engaged for 30 years without getting married? Is that what this is? Is this a fear of commitment that you won't just pick the hat off the wall and put it on the slide there?
Well, I see that you're pointing out the slide and that there's no hat on it. When we moved here to Oswego, New York in 2008, there was a comic book shop at the end of the road. If you go down the hill, there's a comic book shop waiting right there. The comic book shop, I don't believe they still do this, but they used to do it. They used to have a mystery bag. If you spend $5, you get this brown lunch paper bag, and there's all kinds of wonderful goodies in there. We didn't know what it was. You pay the $5, and you open it up, and you see what's in there. So that's it. So you get a potential mystery gift, which is the hat. So no, it's not a commitment issue for me. And by the way, I'm trying to break a world record on the engagement. So let's not try to block my path to Ripley's Believe It or Not history here. Okay. So no, not a commitment issue whatsoever.
You may want to be careful, right? Because eventually Tatiana may wake up and realize, like, what? She made you pull an AG. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, she may wake up and go, holy crap, how lucky am I? Boy, I outkicked my coverage. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. So sure. Anywho, let's give some raffle tickets to Uncle Indy on the final day of raffle ticket month here in February.
Wow.
Shout out to our number 1 Austrian Jets fan with a $10 Euro super chat, which is 4 raffle tickets for our contest. Thank you very much. Number 1 Austrian Jet fan who says he is donating these raffle tickets to the one and only Uncle Indy. Awesome. I love you guys have been doing this throughout the month. I can tell you that Indy has truly appreciated this. That is now 36 raffle tickets for Indy. And again, this has been a really cool gesture. So again, I'd love nothing more than for Uncle Indy to win this. But again, it's not up to me. It's up to the universe. We randomly draw who ends up winning this prize with the Wheel of Name Picker. So thank you for that super chat. I do also want to allow you to get your thoughts in on this Germaine Johnson trade, Pop. And I'm seeing we're getting a little bit more activity here with super chats and whatnot. So I want to dive into that real quick. EZ with a super chat here on the show. Let's get to that here.
Wow.
What free agent quarterback has the fastest read, reaction, release package, Pop?
Yeah, I'm going to modify his question.
Okay.
So you may have to give him a rebate. I would tell you the quarterback that I am highly interested in for the New York Jets, the bridge, the cheap trade, whatever it looks like. Kyler Murray. Go look up his read release rate. I think it's under half a second. It's one of the fastest in the NFLs for a quarterback, right?
Yep.
And so Kyler Murray is my answer to that question.
Yeah, you probably learned that from Call of Duty. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Well, the Jets apparently don't have issues with players that have commitment issues, as recognized by the trade on this week.
Ah, well, I guess that's a good transition. I would say the fastest read, reaction, and release. Probably, I mean, there's a case to be made for Kyler Murray with what my Pop just said. But if we're just talking about free agents, probably Malik Willis, because he's the youngest of the group. So you'd imagine the young whippersnapper, has the ability.
And that's based on what? Age?
It didn't say the oldest, or it didn't say the most experienced. It says who is the fastest read, reaction, and release. And
you just like, oh, he's younger, so he's going to have a better reaction time?
Well, I mean, that can only help. And plus, look at the running ability. That's reaction. RPO reads. He's got to read the defensive end. Is he holding? Is he containing? What's the decision making? Because I think a guy just from a veteran pro style quarterback standpoint is Kirk Cousins, but he's older. So I imagine the reaction time isn't quite what it used to be for old Kirk Cousins. So, we're unfortunately, I feel like there's people that can read, there's people that can react, and there's people that can do the release, but I don't know if there's a perfect quarterback that has all of these things that Easy is looking for.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I strongly hope the Jets do not dabble in your young quarterback in his waters.
My young quarterback, I don't want him. Well, don't put this evil on me, okay? I don't want him. ESPN just put out a column yesterday where they projected a free agent for every team. They projected Malik Willis to end up a Jet. So,
hopefully not.
I do not want that. If it happens, I have no choice. And, well, I'm the biggest Malik Willis fan in the world now, I guess. But, I'm not quite for that, but that's the latest buzz that's happening there. By the way, let's get a gifted membership from Philly Noodles. Professor Philly Doodles. Pop, who does membership go to?
That membership went to, that was a while ago, so hold on.
Oh, that's pretty. That felt pretty recent.
Holy cow, where is it? I can't.
Okay, I will try to give that a gander. Thank you, Philly Doodles, for that. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Philly Doodles. That membership went to, I have it right here. Thank you.
Mr. Fulton.
Wow, that's cool. Mr. Famous Fulton. That deserves another one. Okay, here we go. There you go. Some Mr. Famous Fulton action.
Jets, 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 Jets.
There he is, Mr. Famous Fulton, baby. That is 2 raffle tickets. Oh, Philly Noodle says, please give that one to Indy. Well, here's what I'll do, Philly. Anytime anyone chooses to do that, I will match. So we will add that to Indy, and Philly, you can keep your raffle ticket that you received as well. So we'll bump that up to 37 there for Indy. So very nice. Very nice.
Actually, I would like to take my 5 Espresso Club tickets.
Okay.
Give them to Indy as well.
Okay. Wow. Okay. There we go. So let's update that to 42 now here on the channel. So Let me do that real quick. I'm operating like a monkey with a spotlight here, but yes, now 42 raffle tickets. So booyah, very nice of you, Pop. There we go. There you go. Yes, as I mentioned, of course, as Pop already knows, he is a member of the Boy Green Espresso Club. So you get 5 raffle tickets as a bonus every single month, no matter what happens, as long as you're a member of the Espresso Club. So anyone that is an Espresso Club member, that's not reflected down below. We will do that at the end of the month. So before calculations, I will add 5 on top of anyone that is a Boy Green Espresso Club member. So thank you, Philly Noodles, for that. That's very nice. Thank you. So let's go. Super chat coming in. This one's from Troy Sturgis here on the program. Love the super chats. Keep stuffing the ballots, folks. Today is the last day for these opportunities, so appreciate it.
Wow.
Interesting question. Troy Sturgis, $2 super chat. Who has the leverage now that Muji basically said tag? To me, the Jets have all the leverage as long as they tag him. If they don't tag him, then obviously no leverage. Breece Hall gets to hit the open market. He doesn't have to give the Jets right of first refusal. He can be off to the races like he was as a rookie to a 60-yard touchdown, and we never hear of him again unless whatever his new team is plays the Jets. The Jets have all the leverage. And there is a way to, and someone brought this up earlier this week, that the tag is like a threat to Breece and his agent to say, hey, Nicole Lynn, who apparently is the agent. I have her book behind me. She's a wonderful agent, but hey, here's our offer. It's a 3-year deal for blee, blah, blue. You can take it, or we're going to tag you, and then we're going to continue to try to work on a long-term deal. But now we know that this is the line. Now, I just want to push back, and it's not you, Troy. I've heard other people say this, and I think it's silly. The franchise tags could be 11.3 or 14.3, depending on which way the Jets go with the tag. If the Jets tag Breece, I don't see this thing that some people are saying on social media that now Breece has the leverage because he knows that the new multi-year deal better pay him at least that tag number. And I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
That math doesn't math.
I'm glad that we agree. That never happens. So people have suggested on social media, once the Jets tag Breece with either tag, again, there's an 11.3 option, there's a 14.3 option, that now Breece can say, if your multi-year long-term deal doesn't have that same number, then screw you, basically. And I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. If Breece chooses to play, that's part of the risk. You're getting more money than you would on a long-term deal because it's a tag, but you wouldn't get that same number prorated over a 3-year period. That's just not going to happen. So it's going to be less. We will see what the true number is. Some people think Breece wants 10. Some people think he wants 11, 12, 13, 14. We'll see. The truth will be in the numbers, but I think all the leverage is on that of the Jets. Your thoughts, Pop?
Yeah, I think it's all in their house. You know, his leverage is, the nuclear option of being tagged and not playing, which I don't foresee that will ever happen again. And just be clear, it's not Breece, whatever. I want him to be paid at a comparable level. And I recognize you'll have to pay more, right? Because everybody, the next man up gets paid more, right? I mean, that's how, that's how it works. But I think a $10 million salary is fair. I wouldn't pay more than that for Breece Hall.
Yeah, so thank you for the question, Troy. That was good. All right, Pop, we've delayed it far enough. You've given a little bit of your nuggets on it. We had a rare February trade and a rare player-for-player trade. These things don't happen too often because, normally one side or the other, in theory, is getting the better deals. They have to overcompensate like, it's this and a pick or this and that. But no, this was straight up. The Jets flipped pass rusher Germaine Johnson to the Tennessee Titans, reuniting him with Robert Saleh and Aaron Whitecott and a bunch of Jets coaches down there. In exchange, the Jets got big nose tackle T'Vondre Sweat. Sort of the raw numbers here is Germaine is 27, T'Vondre Sweat is 24. T'Vondre Sweat has 2 years left on his rookie contract for less than $2 million. Because I don't have all the numbers in front of me, but it's less than $2.5 million per year for each of those years. So he's dirt cheap. Germaine has 1 year left on his deal. It's $13.4 million fully guaranteed, and the Titans ate that entire number. The Jets are paying none of that. And obviously then after he will be a free agent, so they will have to make a decision on him. What did you make of the Jets' decision to make this trade?
Yeah, so for several reasons, I believe there's risk on both sides of this trade.
Okay.
I think the Jets received the lowest risk for the greatest reward, clearly.
Yeah.
Right. And so, it's not a given that the risk for the Titans, it's not a given that Germaine Johnson is fully recovered from the injury or will ever be fully recovered from the injury.
True.
I believe the Jets and Steve Wilkes and his crew of morons pushed him too much. I think they played him too much. I think I think you would have gotten more production out of him if you had been selective and targeted and more precise with his playing time coming off an injury. So we're not sure if he's who he was before the injury. Some players you never get back. So is it because they played him too much? Is it because he's a step slower or his mobility, whatever it is, right? We don't know. So Robert Saleh is willing to take that bet. So that's the risk on their side. The win for the Jets is multifold, except that how do you say his first name again?
Tavondre
is afraid to. What's his last name?
Sweat.
Yes, Tavondre is afraid to sweat. Apparently, he's a little lazy. But anyways, for the Jets, you get rid of the salary, right? I think Germaine was going to make $10-11 million or something of that nature.
So he was set to make 13.4 million, and then Tavondre is making a couple million. Long story short,
yeah. 11 million upgrade.
The money the Jets saved is 11.7 million.
Right. And so the Jets win by saving them. That's a great picture. The Jets win in the salary cap
combine. Yeah.
The Jets win in the salary cap space. The Jets win because Germaine Johnson was the runway of his contract was shorter. Right. So they save the money. They potentially lock in a player for more years for less money in a clear need, right? Germaine Johnson wasn't filling the need that we needed him to fill and may not be capable of that, right? By his output last year. So a lot of upside for the Jets, the salary, the youth, the length of the contract. The negative is he's Tavondre has got a little work ethic questions out there. Yeah. So you've got to recognize his mother has that picture over her mantle. You got to recognize what you might have bought, right? However, at the end of the day, you still cleared $11 million more in cap space, right? And the Jets can apply pressure leverage on him that for whatever reason the Tennessee Titans did not. And so I think there's a lot of upside. The risk is he gonna apply himself and the skills that he has? It's not a lack of talent. It's a lack of effort. That is what I've understand.
Yes. I spoke with, again, a Titans beat reporter, Titans insider, Titans analyst, and I hope you guys get a chance to check out those interviews. We loaded them all up. They're all in the video section. I spoke to as many Titan sources as I could on this situation with Tavondre Sweat, and they all did confirm. Again, these guys all work for different places, and that's really what I wanted. I wanted to hear, not just the same perspective over and over again. What did three different people from three different parts of the Tennessee Titans universe say? And they all agree that there are some level of off-field concerns, whether it's love of the game, the weight issues, sort of how he handled himself and things of that nature. But none of them questioned his on-field ability and said, man, when he is on, you see it out there in the universe with his run-stuffing ability, which, again, he was ranked top 5 by the PFF numbers in run defense activities, which that's exactly what the doctor ordered here. And the thing that makes me feel as good as you can about this, because if it doesn't happen in this way, it's never going to happen. The Jets brought back Carl Dunbar, who's one of the most respected defensive line coaches in the National Football League. He spent the last 8 seasons with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and look at their numbers of TJ Watts and Hightowers, and go through their list of guys that they've had. Cam Hayward, obviously, on the defensive line. Like, they have produced in a big way, and obviously produced when he's here with the Jets with the Sons of Anarchy. So, they have had some really good defensive line. So, anyway, long story short, if Tavondre Sweat can't figure it out with Carl Dunbar, I don't know if he's ever going to figure it out. So that part is pretty there. And again, one other layer of this, Pop, and then we'll move on, is the Jets seemingly solved nose tackle / defensive tackle. Devondre Sweat's 24. Juwan Briggs is super young. He's an ERFA. That means an exclusive rights free agent. That's just fancy words for saying he gets brought back on the veteran minimum, which the Jets feel great about after that year he just had. And then you have Harrison Phillips, who has a 1 year, $7.5 million non-guaranteed base salary. Jets will probably extend him and lower that number. They seem to like him. So you have those three. Defensive tackle, nose tackle sort of seems done outside of maybe a young guy, not a high priority that you add later to add to the room. But now edge rusher is much bigger of a need now with Germaine not there. And that's why a lot of people believe this says the Jets are clearly going pass rusher with the number 2 overall pick.
Yeah, just not T-Rex, right?
That's not the Reuben Bain Jr. fan, Pop. Not anything off the top shelf.
Yeah.
Hey, eat. Thank you for the T-Rex chomping actions, Rylan. We'll
You
see
like
that
that?
later and get a real you really
Hey
got
now.
it. That was some real method acting happening there. I really appreciate that. Yeah.
Hey now. And just think about this domino effect.
Okay.
Right. So let's just step back for a second, right?
All right.
So the Jets get Devondre Sweat.
That is his name, yes.
Yeah. I'm just practicing saying it.
Yeah, that's good.
So you get rid of someone that didn't want to be here for the Jets. You trade him to the Cowboys. You get draft capital, right? And now you've filled that gap, while at the same time you picked up draft picks.
Yep.
You freed up cap space, both with Quinn and Will leaving and with trading away Germaine.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at all the beep boop bop, right? That's significant. If sweats it out, if he works out, that you've literally replaced Quinnen and like for like freed up a crap load of money, and it's just going to be the effort with Sweat. So yeah, this may be the next replacement, or will be the replacement for Quinnen Williams, provided that he shows up and shows out.
Yeah, I think there's 2 points of brutal honesty we just have to say here on Germaine. I love the guy. He seems like a super cool dude. And again, the mentality, I love that he just wants to be the greatest of all time, and not every player feels that way. But if we're being brutally honest here, he hasn't been the same player since he blew out the Achilles. His go-go season of Pro Bowl happened in year 2. We were heading into year 5. And so now it's a calculated risk. Do you believe he's going to be the same player he was? At a minimum, I don't know. The contract is about to be up, so you have to pay him. What are you going to do there? Did you even plan on paying him? Which is a question for the building. They say, oh, boy, I don't think so. Then you might as well switch him out for another asset that you have for cheap control at a clear position of need. So, again, I think there can be touchy-feely of like, wow, I really love Germaine and he had a nice year a couple of years ago, and then say, ooh, we haven't seen it since. So, again,
Right.
I think he is going to be – I want to say this out loud so it's not like a thing that we say after the fact. I think he's going to be good with Tennessee. He knows Aaron Whitecotton. He knows Robert Saleh. He's another year removed from the Achilles. He should be – he might even deliver a career year for Tennessee. Totally. And he's working with Jeffrey Simmons, who's a monster over there on the defensive line. I imagine with their 4th overall pick, they had another front 7 player, which Germaine should be over the moon about. He's clearly the best pass rusher they have right now on the roster. Add another pass rusher to the other side of him. Maybe he's going to deliver a career year. I don't know.
Yeah. Just a few quick things. One, Lou B wanted to donate his Espresso Club tickets to Indy as well. He said that a while ago.
Okay, boom. And just because we're on that, let me just say I threw up somebody else also said that, Mark Sacchetti. So thank you guys so much. So a quick little this for you guys. Thank you.
10 more. Yeah.
For getting added to Indy's pile. So thank you for catching that. I was trying to look back for anyone that did any level of donation to see if you guys do feel that. Again, no pressure to do that. You guys can keep your raffle tickets. You do whatever you want. But if you choose to do that, just scream it from the rooftop so I see it at some point before the end of the show, and I will try to see it if you donate your raffle tickets. Again, if you're in a special club member, you get 5 bonus raffle tickets to do whatever the hell you want with yours. Give them away. Anything you want. It's up to you. So Mark Sacchetti, thank you so much. I'll donate my 5 espresso tickets to Indy, and for Luby and anyone else that chooses to do that, thank you very much. That's great. You don't have to do that. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. One other thing, Lou B, I am not afraid of Reuben Bain. I would put my hand on his forehead, and then he would never be able to get at me. He could swing away and never hit me. Remember that cartoon of the kid?
I
Put
did.
your hand on the forehead. No
Yes,
fear.
yes,
No,
yes.
look, no fear.
Yeah,
Right?
that's,
His arms will never reach me.
that's messed up, man.
Hey now. Anyways, yes, there you go. Hey now. And by the way, NC Green said it a few times. I will say it as well. This is not anything in any way, shape, or form political, but let's make sure we keep our troops and our thoughts and prayers as they go in harm's way. So,
yes.
anyways.
Yes. No, thank you for saying that. EZ has a super chat in here. I love it. Keep these super chats coming. Again, today is your last day to submit your raffle ticket prizes. After midnight, as we head into the new show, which technically could happen tonight. I have no idea how long this espresso club meeting is going to go. Any of those raffle tickets automatically put you towards your next month's contest. We do a contest every single month, so no worries. It's never like your raffle tickets will go to waste, just so you guys know out there in the audience.
Wow.
And
He
don't
said-
don't forget, speaking of EZ,
yeah.
talk about defensive tackle. Don't forget the Mozzie train.
Wow,
Choo, choo.
Hey, he is still on the roster last time I checked. So, hey now.
There you go.
And that unmistakable indie laugh is a great part of that super chat that exists out there in the universe. So thank you for that, EZ. By the way, you're up to 8 raffle tickets so far this month. So thank you very much. He says, let Joe Klecko have a nice talk with Sweat, in my opinion. And yes, if you've seen any of the old footage of Joe, again, that's one of my prized possessions up there is the autographed old school New York Jets helmet with the New York Sack Exchange. God rest his soul, the soldier of peace, Abdul Salam, and the rest of the group there, Mark Gastineau, Joe Klecko, Marty Lyons, and Joe Klecko kept that group intact of cracking the whip and being the guy for that. So shout out to EZ, and yes, let's do it. Oh, Pop, yes, go ahead. What's up?
Just a shout out to Boy Green for my amazing Christmas gift.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you guys can also see that behind me. There it is. That is Rockstar. That's Paul.
Throw up the
Eston.
horns, Boy Green.
Yeah,
throw up the horns.
Yep. There you go, baby. And you can see it right behind me. I got another version back there. So, shout out thank you for that, and thank you to Tatiana and my the whole fam for putting that together. Very nice. So I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Again, that's still one of the coolest experiences I ever did. I don't believe, Pop, you had to leave immediately that morning, right? And I stayed in the hotel to do Boy Green Daily that next day.
Yes, I had to fly out very early that morning to head to Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, I dropped you off. Yes. Now I got it.
Yes, I had to go to Wisconsin for work the next morning.
Right. No, because so 99.9, I mean, read the about sign in this YouTube channel. If you just stumbled here, it says, 100% New York Jets content all the time. And it is. I do a Jet show literally every day. But every once in a while, in the 365 days, there's just something that goes beyond Jets. And I wrote it in the headline, but later changed it because we never did. I said, hey, I'm going to tell this Brett Michaels Father's Day story. And then also we will talk some Jets. And we never got to the Jets part. People told their own special Father's Day stories. We opened up the phone lines, and it was pretty cool. So, yes, that's a show that I treasure, and the OG Boy Green Coffee Club members from that point in time will remember all of that. So, yes, that's a memory I will have forever. So I'm glad that we have it encapsulated in canvas form. So that's absolutely terrific. Dade County McFly says we should bring JFM back. My only problem with that Dade is we just brought this up with the ESPN NFL top free agent list. Oh, wow. There's 5 safeties in the top 50. There is only one defensive tackle in the top 50. That is JFM. What does that mean? I think JFM is about to get a bag. And good for him, man. Go get your money. But there's no other defensive tackle inside the top 50. and he plays defensive end too. So you may not even count him as a defensive tackle if you want to. So I think his money is going to get too crazy, and then he's getting close to 30. I for those reasons, Shark Tank style, I'm out. If he doesn't get that crazy money and I'm wrong, then cool, totally cool. I'd love to get him back. He'd be a nice piece that brings versatility. But yeah, my gut says, unfortunately, he's going to get more than we have to offer from that standpoint. Pop, is there any? I know we've gone long here, and I hear the cooking that's going on back there in the Esden Zone residence back there. To waft it in. That's very nice. Is there anything else you wanted to get to before the fans, if you can even get to the fans?
I believe I have a few minutes. Your lovely mom, Imamji, very attractive by the way, is
okay.
Hey now is cooking. I think we have a few more minutes. I'm sure she'll let me know how much. She always throws up the bacon light when it's time.
All right.
I think she's making bacon. I think she's making those little. What is she? She cuts up a potato and she does something. I don't know, whatever that is. You don't like that very much, so.
Great. Anywho, let's just go to the stupid phone lines. We'll be back after this.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! Fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Talking Jets football, man. Fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. The New York Jets football club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. Everyone, J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets. Boy Green, fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Talking Jets football, man. All right. Boy Green, fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Nice. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, let's go!
The legend Hep Baby joining us or helping us transition to the phone lines here on the program. That is the pinned comment on youtube.com/boygreen25. And Pop, breaking the fourth wall here. So when you guys see that Hep song, I can see myself behind the scenes and Pop behind the scenes. I saw him take off his headset and yell back, and all I could hear is, "Ma, meatloaf! Ma, meatloaf!" And so I'm not sure if that's actually what you said. I couldn't hear what you said because you were behind the scenes, but that's what I heard in my head.
Yeah, I asked her to make some more potatoes.
Oh, okay, that's
so I could have some leftovers. But yeah. So speaking of our trips, I've got a few things, and we, I don't know, is it another trip to Atlanta for not necessarily a Cowboys Jets game, but a Falcons game with a Georgia Tech doubleheader?
Which again, the concession prices.
Real
gave
nice.
me $20, and we came over
$20,
arms, so.
2 hot dogs, 2 popcorns, 2 drinks,
Salute
and get
to
some
the
change
Falcons.
back.
If I ever leave the Jets, Falcons take me. Wow, I'll go to every game,
it is
man.
Unbelievable,
spectacular,
unbelievable.
Okay, so that's in the hopper. What else?
Maybe we may go see a Saints game, and not for anything, but that would be a combo of going to New Orleans, knock off your New Orleans trip, and then who knows? Sure. Paramount Plus has got the UFC now. We haven't been to a UFC bout in. It's been a minute.
11 years, right?
It's been more than that, right? More than, because you were 21.
And I'm 32 right now.
Yeah, your birthday's right around the corner, so we can call it.
I guess fudge the numbers for a month or two. Anywho, let's jump over to the phone lines here. So some trips are in the hopper. I'm curious to see where we go from here. Let's go back to the phone lines. We'll kick it off with Kyle Clifton, baby.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
Doing
Good morning.
Great. Yeah, kick us off, Kyle. Great.
So, a lot of names I've heard bandied about are strong safety names.
Okay, like who?
Cam Curl.
Oh, sure.
Blankenship.
Okay. Yep.
We have Malachi Moore as a strong safety. I kind of think can kind of play both, but hasn't really mastered either.
Right.
I think someone like Cook would make a lot of sense in the free agency.
Yep. Cook.
If you think that double-digit safeties are going to go in the top 100, and you've got essentially 5 picks in the top 100, but with 103,
right,
then address free safety, which is a need for this Glenn defense
yep,
in free agency. Have
Okay.
the other teams pick these safeties and take them cheap in the top 100, and then take down the value elsewhere on the team, whether it's a wide receiver or edge or tight end or guard or linebacker.
Sure, yeah,
All of the many burgeoning needs that we have.
yeah.
So I won't blink if they take Styles at 2.
Ooh, okay. That was going to be before. Again, it's just been a busy couple of days. Before that happened, that's the one I was going to throw over. That was going to be the show topic after Sonny Styles, because again, I was listening to the combine coverage. It wasn't yesterday; it was the day before. And at the end of the show, end of the broadcast, Rich Eisen turns to Daniel Jeremiah and says, "Hey, so what do the Jets do at 2? Today's the day of days. Defensive linemen, linebackers. What do they do?" And he said, Ohio State linebacker Sonny Styles has, quote, crashed the party, and he is in the conversation at 2. And Rich was like, whoa, okay, and talked about it. So, yeah, so you'd be cool with some Sonny Styles action, huh?
Yeah, so I don't always agree with your dad on every topic, but he did manage to use the term risk before. And this is a risk management exercise, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah.
If you take down Styles at 2, and I understand it's not the ideal value, but not every draft is the same, right?
Of course, right.
What you're doing is you're foregoing the chance that you could take a player who has traits in Orville Reese that could be Derek Thomas.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, but he hasn't played it. He hasn't shown it.
Right.
So take a guy that can be the centerpiece of your defense at 2.
Mm-hmm.
See who's there at
16, right?
16. Take down the best player there, and maybe a player drops that you wouldn't expect, and that player could be quite anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why Pop is hesitant to overpay Breece, but if it's a 1-year deal, I'm not against it. But I do agree that the choice was probably made in the fall, right? So, like, you have to either get something for him or have a plan. And if the plan is, okay, we're going to let him go, and we're going to, hope that Love drops, or we're going to take, Price in the second round and get a back much cheaper, then that's fine. Just make sure that you follow through on the plan.
Right.
So, those 5 picks are premium picks. Anytime you have picks in the top 20, and 5 picks in the top 20 is great, there are guys that you can bring in and have play roles for you immediately if you're smart about it. Let's go execute the plan. I appreciate your time, guys.
Thank you, Kyle Clifton. By the way, I just heard in the background, you guys may not have heard that, a popping of champagne. I wasn't sure if that was for Sonny Styles or not, but I heard that. I was like, hey now.
Yeah, a couple things there. I only hope that the Jets had a plan when they didn't trade Breece. My fear is, right, they're bumbling around like the 3 blind mice, and there is no plan.
I see.
I do not want the Jets to draft Sonny Styles. He is spoken for with, I believe, pick number 12. But I digress.
Because I saw and I was like, oh, was that
that's why I have not
for
mentioned
number
him.
2? You're trying to lower the threat level there. Interesting. I see. I think that died. Okay, if we're talking about, and you say, don't react to the combine. Holy bleep. At hear these things. Okay, I had again. This is going to be the show today, but all kinds of things happened between those 2 points. Just listen to some of these things on Sonny Styles, and I know you say underwear Olympics and all these other things. Here are some things from NFL Network on Sonny Styles. Sonny Styles is the same height as Calvin Megatron Johnson. He is 3 pounds lighter than Derrick Henry. He has the same 40-yard dash as Bijan Robinson. He has the same broad jump as Julio Jones. Some other crazy stuff. He's taller than Mike Evans, faster than George Pickens, quicker than Patrick Peterson, jumps higher than Devontae Adams, more explosive than Derwin James Jr., and he's heavier than Trent Cole. And that was from the NFL Network's data research after his combine. Like, holy freaking crap. So, so what about Sonny Styles at 2, Pop, huh?
Yeah. So let me clarify what I said. So what I said is about the underwear Olympics. What I said is somebody doesn't move from, a second or third day to the first day. That's what I said. Sonny Styles was always in the big board in the top 10, top 7, top 5. So to move from that to 2, that could happen, right? That's different than what I said. I'm saying this guy doesn't make a light year jump from the third round to the first round. Somebody moving from 5, 6, 7 to 2, that,
it's still pretty seismic. That's a big jump.
Yeah. Only you think that's a big jump.
That's a big jump in money too. That's a difference of some significant millions of dollars being at 2 versus 7.
Right. So it is definitely, I do like Sonny Styles. I don't think, if you go back to the prioritization by the Jets, again, think about what I said. I want the Jets to draft a face of the franchise. I think that is important for many reasons. Right. And I think there's several players in the top trend draft board that could fit that bill. Not pterodactyl, not T-Rex arms, but there's a few that could fit that bill, and Sonny Styles is one of them. Could be the fate, but that's not what I believe is one of their biggest needs. So,
I would just say, first off, Dad, if you had any hopes of Sonny Styles dropping to 12, those died on Thursday night. And yes, NY Jets FL, I am watching the full combine coverage, and I did see the interview with his mom in the stands. It was yesterday because her other son was running yesterday, and he ran like a 4.2740. So I don't. They asked this question to her because Rich Eisen's a Michigan guy, and all these Styles kids are Ohio State. And Rich asked down, there's no more Styles coming, right? And the mom said, any more Styles kids coming after that performance? And she says, no, I'm done. But the grandbabies are going to be ready for the O. And she started doing the thing, and Rich and everyone's losing their shit on air, which was hilarious. So, the mother was very funny. And, wow, good for her. Oh, my God, what a household. And Sonny is not his real name. That's the nickname they gave him because he was always getting in fights with his brother. So, she told this whole story. It was really, really, really good stuff. So, appreciate that. All right, back to the phone lines.
Hold on. I gotta say hi to Hep, and then I'm gonna have to.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to dip. But yes, that family is similar to the Jones family, which you can read There's Something in the Water articles that I wrote back in the day for the Loud House, the Jones family with multiple champions in the same household.
Okay, you can give a quick hello to Hep here. Ah, yes, very on brand. Ding.
Very nice, Hep. Very nice.
Right. Hey, the coffee tastes better in this cup. I did the taste test, and 9 out of 10 cups are better out of this cup. So.
Can confirm the science behind that. Yes.
Despite, and I'll leave this, and I'll let you talk to Hep. Despite what people may say, Boy Green is taller than that cup. He is taller than that cup.
Hey, Pop, real quick, did you go to Cafe Du Monde down in New Orleans?
Yeah, we did, and we always do. We always stop for some chicory coffee.
Oh, that's awesome, isn't it?
Yes, yes, it is. And Boy Green doesn't drink coffee, so because it'll stun his growth.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh well.
Pop,
all right, have a good time, Pop. Enjoy the bacon.
All right, there he is. All right,
hey,
you
Paul.
got to get that bacon.
So,
what's up, Pep?
I don't know if I'm going to be making it tonight on tonight's show. I'm still having trouble with that. But
I will try to help you out today to see.
Light and everything. It's just I'm coming.
I will give you guys a ring today before we get
I'll
too
try
crazy.
Again today.
Yeah,
and I'll try to figure it out.
All
I think
awesome.
Your sound went off on me, so I'll just keep talking and then I'll cut out. I was wondering about. I wouldn't mind Sonny Styles. That's a great name for a football player too, Sonny Styles, right? And then
very much so. Yeah.
we'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, Aaron Glenn, he's just a meme machine. He's like a real meme machine, isn't he? I mean, everything he does it turns into like this kind of a crazy kind of, I don't know, kind of a comedy show in a way. If he turns it around, it'd be great. He'd be the lovable, goofy guy. But let's hope that happens. All right, guys, peace out.
Appreciate it. There he is, Hep, joining us here on the show. I believe he lost my audio, but hopefully the rest of you guys can hear me. Again, we have 400 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe here. Again, 100 of those 400 are watching on YouTube. Make sure you guys hit that like button, baby, and also hit the subscribe button. Help us get over the 8,400 mark of subscribers as we continue to grow this puppy. And again, Boy Green Espresso Club meeting is tonight, folks. It'll be live at 8 o'clock. And again, it's exclusively for Boy Green Espresso Club members. So you guys can call into the show if you want. You guys can just hang out in the comments and hear some stories. Again, I've got some stuff to reveal about this game show I was set to be on. And maybe I will be back on it again. So we'll talk about some of that. We can talk about some of the combine stuff. Obviously, the quarterbacks, running backs, and wide receivers go today. So we'll be fresh off of that when we start the Espresso Club meeting. So a little bit of everything, folks. We'll keep you posted with all of that. But again, it's tonight at 8 o'clock. And if you go to our live section right now, it's available. Again, you have to be a Boy Green Espresso Club member to watch the show. Again, you guys can join that in the YouTube description down below. All right, up next, we have Troy. Troy's unavailable. We go to Easy.
Hey.
Oh, wow. Look at the jersey collection back here.
That's just my little weekend setup. I don't do this every day.
Okay. Wow. Very nice. It looks nice. What's up, Easy? What's on your mind?
Jets football.
That's it. It's on my mind every day, buddy. What's going on?
Well, I mean, if you have a guy that is, supposedly not the most aggressive exerciser or weight trainer, if you listen to what Marty Lyons, he told that story about, he had worked out all morning and he has a towel over his shoulder walking towards the showers. He sees Joe Klecko walking up and Joe goes, "Where the fuck you think you're going?" He goes, "You're not done working out until I say you're done working out." Maybe out of the kindness of Joe's heart, he can show up and help out some of these big boys like Mozzie Smith and Javonte. What's his first name? Travonte.
Tavondre.
Tavondre Sweat. Yeah. And maybe sit them down in a room and show them some clips of him playing football. And say the only reason you act this way and get this good is by doing what I'm going to show you. And then he leads them into the weight room and he just basically, tortures them.
Yeah.
I don't mean literally, but
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
How do you say no to the greatest Jet defensive player of all time? How do you say no to an NFL Hall of Fame? How do you say no to that?
By the way, if anyone is at the Pro Football Hall of Fame today, Joe Klecko is signing autographs for a couple hours at the Pro Football Hall of Fame today. I saw that on their social media. I wish I lived closer. I'd go meet and hang out and talk to Joe. So Joe Klecko is at the Hall of Fame today.
I would love to see him show up at training camp and help some of these players out. If not, with the actual physical attributes, but just to remind them of how you can be, how good you can be by hard work. Because he tells the story how he was a 6th-round pick, and one of the guys on the team said, "I don't know if you're going to make the team," because they had just drafted Tank Marshall in the 3rd round. Mm-hmm. Luckily for Joe, Tank got hurt. So that's where he went out on the field and everyone was kind of farting around doing half speed. And he was just like, "You guys have a job and I don't. I'm going to be here all day." They hated him.
Yeah.
They hated him because he was making them all look bad. But look, he's a Hall of Famer because of it. I mean,
of course, right.
I just think having guys like that showing up to the locker room, if Aaron Glenn could get him to come in, because I know he's running a construction business, but if Aaron Glenn could get him to come in there a couple of days in the beginning, just to set the tone, just to let these guys know how great they can be. Show films of the sack exchange. I mean, I know it was a 4-3, but
still,
who's to say? They're saying they're running a hybrid. So I can see them doing 3-4 on first, second, and third downs, or first and second down, and then bringing in maybe Mozzie and put him next to Sweat and just have them bull rush. Because as far as I'm concerned, the most effective rush against the quarterback is a bull rush right up the middle, leaving the guy no room to step up and putting him on his back foot trying to throw. So if you could get Sweat and Smith bull rushing the center on rushing plays, I mean, come on now. Just to quote your dad, come on now, or hey now. Hey now.
Yeah, hey now. Yeah.
You can't step. That's what the New York Giants did to the Patriots in the Super Bowl when they did not let what's his name? Brady. They did not let Brady step up in the pocket. That was the secret to beating the Patriots was a good, strong, up the middle pass rush. And that is probably the thing that quarterbacks hate more than anything else in this league is a good, strong bull rush up the middle because that forces them wide. They can't just rush. I mean, he can't. There's no way to step up. Excuse my language. Second thing is we got to get a fantastic wide receiver in the first round. I can't express this enough. We need to do it. There's no farting around. We've had horrible luck with second round wide receivers.
For sure.
It's just like
Stephen
oh my
Hill,
God.
Devin Smith, Elijah Moore, Denzel Mims. I mean,
we got to get a blue chip at wide receiver. Yes. Like I know I made that super chat talking about how wide receiver core wasn't great, but a lot of it had to do with quarterback play. But still, we're going to need a guy. I don't care if the guy's 90 years old, though, to change the point that you were talking about earlier. I don't care if the guy we get in free agency is 90 years old. If he can read the defense fast and get rid of the ball fast to our wide receivers, that's the type of guy I want. So that's what I was talking about. Who's the best quarterback at scanning the field, doing his pre-snap reads, figuring out where he's going to go with the ball, and then if that guy's not open, immediately throw it to the next guy. That's what we need. I don't know who's better at that. I'm not sure about Kyler Murray. Maybe Cousins is the guy to get if you're looking at a guy who can release the ball. Because all we need really is a game manager back there, someone who can read the defense, identify the open receiver, identify where the blitz is coming from for the hot reads, and then throw the ball accurately. That's what we need at quarterback. We don't need a guy who can throw a 70-yard bomb in the air. We don't need a guy who can make all the throws, quote unquote. We need a guy who can read the defense and get the fuck rid of the ball fast to our blue chip players and let them make plays. That's what we need to do. Amen. It's got to be read, react, boom, done.
100%. I agree. And I want it. And again, maybe Kirk Cousins is the more I've just been marinating on it as we're just waiting. Kirk Cousins is a name that pops up as long as Minnesota gets somebody else. They have to miss out on it. And then I think we have a shot.
And Mariota, sure. I think Marcus Mariota, if he does not have to be the guy, I think he could be a game manager too and a placeholder. He was a first-round pick. The guy does have talent, sure. And he does have better legs. He does have better legs than Cousins.
No doubt.
I think if we can protect him and that's why I think we need another blue chip wide receiver. We got to have guys he can throw to, and also when we keep Breece Hall, because we are keeping him this year at least, even if we franchise tag him for 14.5 or whatever it is, put him in the slot.
Yeah.
Use him as a receiver. That's where he is the most dangerous. We got two other good running backs in the backfield. So, and we could switch, Breece backfield, line of scrimmage. I would try to get him in open space because that's where he's dangerous. I mean, he is. When he's in open field, and I've said this over and over again, I don't like him running out of the backfield because he's a one and done back if a guy lays a pinky on him. But you get him in space and get him going, he's as deadly as any running back in the league.
No doubt. And I love his talent.
So if Frank Reich does that, but we got to give Frank Reich some help. We got to give whoever we draft as quarterback or sign in free agency as quarterback. We got to get him another weapon on the offensive line as a receiver. And I saw someone, but to give credit to someone who said it in the comments earlier, I don't remember who it was. Sure. But if the first three wide receivers are gone by the time we get to 16, maybe we do get a good tight end that's a receiver tight end. We just got to get another. We need to get another on the line weapon,
which would be Kenyon Sadiq out of Oregon. He's the highly thought of tight end. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. We have to get another weapon who lines up on the offensive line, whether in the slot or right up on the hash mark. Got to get them. Got to get them. Got to get them. So with that said, I think at number 2 or slightly trade back.
Yeah,
if we can. We try to get our edge rusher. And then at number 16, if we're successful in trading back, maybe then we trade up from 16 to try to get our on-the-line receiver, whether it be that tight end or that wide out.
Yeah.
That would be my plan. As far as 33 and 40, as far as 33 and 44, at that point we go defensive backfield.
Yes, I agree. Safety would be great.
You see, people, I'm not as stupid as you make me out to be.
See, AZ has got great ideas. I love everything that you've said so far. I think there's going to be safeties at 33 if they want to stay there or trade back. I think there's going to be options to help fix this team pretty dramatically and pretty quickly here, AZ.
And as much as I'd like to get Love, I don't think that we should waste a draft asset on Love with the other needs. I think, like I said, I think an on-the-line receiver is much more important at this point. To help out a quarterback, because there's always going to be that next good running back coming out that we can get a shot at. Maybe next year's draft, I'm sure there's going to be our quarterback in next year's draft, and maybe if we want them, we can pick our blue chip running back.
Right, and we'll be better prepared. You may have a rookie quarterback to work with and things of that nature. That's true.
Yeah, then we just add to the weaponry, but we are retooling and. I was very lost a couple of months ago, but I can see the direction that they're going. And with Mozzie Smith, and with Sweat, that is a good 3-4 hybrid setup. I can see what they're doing. They really now I see what they're doing. So it's making more sense now, and having it hybrid is good because you don't know, like the Jets could go 4-3 on the first down. They could go to 3-4 and 7. They could switch it up. They have the personnel to do that now.
Mm-hmm. And I'm excited for it.
JFM might be a bit of a reach at this point, since he's like one of the few good guys in this draft. There's going to be a bidding war, and I don't want a bid war on him. I don't. If he falls to us, I'd love to have him back, but I don't want a bid war on him. And I like the guy. I hope he gets his bag.
Me too. I absolutely do. Easy, man. This was one of the best calls you've had. I'll be there. Let's go. Easy, baby. Wow. That was one of the best easy calls I think we've ever had. By the way, folks, I'm seeing a couple of comments in here, and we have more phone calls. Who had the comment? I think it was James Kennedy. Let me bring him up. Yes, he was talking about the YouTube poll, which, by the way, we put up earlier in the show. You guys can vote on that poll. We asked, we said the Jets are exploring the safety market. That's today's entire show. They're looking at the trade market. They're looking at the free agency market. We have an article in the YouTube description with all the details down below. But what should the Jets do? Should they trade for a safety? Should they sign a free agent safety? Should they draft a safety? Should they do all of the above? James Kennedy says, can we do a couple of the above? And yes, I think we could. Yeah, maybe all three is aggressive because you have Malachi Moore. So a trade, free agency. Well, actually, maybe not because you're going to sign all kinds of. Maybe you could do all three. Maybe you could do all three. Maybe you could trade. But I think it is possible, to your point, Kennedy, that we could do two of the above. It might not be all three. But here's something I just want to show you guys, right? We said that the Jets are exploring the safety market via trade. Here is a name to consider, apparently. Dom C. You guys all remember Dom C. He used to do the weekly draft shows here, and then he passed the torch over to Drew Beatty. Dom C. responded to our tweet this morning with this possibility, saying, hot take, the Jets trade for Minkah Fitzpatrick from the Miami Dolphins. He says, quote, plenty of cap room, we do, to absorb his bloated contract. It's really only 1 year remaining. You bring that veteran presence in that Darren Muji has talked about adding this offseason, and the assumption is he could be had, Minkah, for a day 3 pick. It's not a name I've given much thought, but Dom C, damn it, that may be the name. You know, it's very rare to get intra-divisional trades, but fascinating. Minkah Fitzpatrick, perhaps that's the name on the docket for the New York Jets. Fascinating. You guys have all kinds of great ideas. I love the Boy Green Coffee Club. Again, we have 400 plus people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe, and folks, we are merely 2 subscribers away from 8,400. So if you're watching the show right now and you're not subscribed, or if you're watching on Twitter or Facebook and you're not subscribed to the show, hop on over right now. Let's push it over the goal line, and I'll gift some memberships here on the show. There it is. There's the YouTube link. Subscribe right now to youtube.com/@BoyGreen25. We are 2 subscribers away from 8,400. Push it. Give us a little bit of a touch push, baby, and I'll gift some Boy Green Coffee Club memberships to the audience in celebration. So head on over, everybody. Subscribe right now to that link. We do daily New York Jets video content, and help us push over the top, baby. Let's do it. Subscribe right now to youtube.com/@BoyGreen25. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here on the program. Let's keep things cooking. Wait, before we do, wait a second here. Look at this. We've got a new member. Hit it. My goodness gracious. We've got memberships flowing in, including joining the Boy Green Coffee Club. Let's give a huge shout out to Omaro Ochoa. Omaro Ochoa. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, buddy. But he just said, good morning. Welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club, my friend. Hello, BG, he says. Hello to you, my friend. Welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club. You just got a raffle ticket for our contest this month, and you're now part of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Welcome to the show, baby. That's awesome. It's great to have you join the Boy Green Coffee Club. This is a fun community, and it's great to have you a part of it, pal. Thank you so much for joining the Boy Green Coffee Club. Let's go. That is a raffle ticket to our contest. I just put that on the list. Let's frickin' go. Welcome to the show, baby. Thanks for jumping on, pal. And look at this. NC Green with a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Gifted. Y'all know how we do it around here, baby.
Who wanna fly with the
Oh, yeah, baby. Thank you, NC Green, for the 5-pack of raffle tickets coming in here and spreading love to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Let's read those 5 new members here on the program. Again, thank you, NC Green. Let's keep it raining from the high heavens, baby. We've got Joel Sang here. Adam is too cool. Jim Jets. Swappin'. What is this? Swapnil G. Patel. And we have Peter Liao, all on the channel. Omar Ochoa. I see. Thank you very much. I was, now that we're in this handle world where there's just a handle, it's very confusing when you're trying to read it. So thank you. It's just Omar Ochoa. Thank you very much. Thank you for jumping on the train. So sorry. When it's all the handle now, I'm trying to read it, and my stupid brain is trying to interpret it. And again, I've got the brain power of a goldfish. So appreciate that, Omar. Welcome, Omar. Welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. You're part of the show now. And thank you, like I said, to NC Green as well for the 5-pack jumping in here on the program. You're the best. Love it. By the way, let's check real quick. Is it celebration time on the Boy Green YouTube channel? Nope, we're still 2 away, people. We're 2 away. Subscribe to the channel. It's free to do. Push us over the goal line. We're 2 away from 8,400. We have 400 people in the room. It's possible that the 400 people in the room are all subscribers, and I'm talking to no one out there in the universe that isn't already a subscriber. However, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys do it right there on the screen. There it is. YouTube.com/@BoyGreen25. We get to 8,400 here on the show. I will gift memberships myself out to the audience in celebration. Let's see if we can do it. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here. Omar Ochoa, welcome. And NC Green, that's terrific. Let's go up next here to, it appears we've got Mr. Famous Fulton here on the program.
Morning, Paul. How are you this morning?
Top of the morning to you, sir.
So I got some news to tell you.
Oh, good news. Okay, great.
Yeah. I am going to be volunteering for a radio station for Kids Corner Radio now.
Oh, wow. Well, let's freaking go. Mr. Famous Fulton. Let's go. And I saw that you're now a member to the Boy Green Coffee Club.
Yep, I sure am.
Sweet.
Yep,
Congratulations.
sure
Welcome
am.
in, sir. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. This is a great opportunity. Thank you, Philly, for giving that membership. I appreciate
you can
it.
call it whatever you want. Philly Noodles, Professor Philly Doodles, whatever rings your bell, Mr. Famous Fulton.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So we got a busy week coming up pretty soon in March.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I got a bowling tournament on the 7th at 9 a.m. Actually, 10 a.m. Excuse me.
Okay,
10 a.m. to 12.
All right.
And then we have our basketball sectionals on the 8th of March, which is daylight savings time.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be ready for that. So then I'll be ready for the audition.
Okay. And what's this audition again, you said?
Annie in the musical.
Okay. And what are you going to be? Or what are you auditioning for?
I'm auditioning for Rooster or Ensemble.
Which one do you want?
Rooster. That's what I want.
Okay. And are you going to have to cock-a-doodle do? Is that what's going to have to happen?
I don't know. I don't know how to do it, but
okay. All right. That's all right. You'll learn. You're a quick learner, Mr. Famous Fulton.
Yes. Yep. So, we did hear about Fernando Mendoza on at the NFL Combine.
Are you heading out there today to see him?
Probably tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow we're gonna go to it and see.
Cool. The offensive lineman will be out there tomorrow. That'll be great.
Who's the offensive offline?
Say that one more time.
Who's the defensive line for tomorrow?
Oh, there'll be Spencer Fano, Francis Malingoa. Who else am I missing? Vega. A couple of those guys. So we've got quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. Fernando isn't working out today, but he will be there today to support his teammates. So he'll be out there today. Maybe he'll be out there tomorrow too. He's been there the last couple of days.
Perfect. Yep. So, yep. I've been trying to find like a DJ microphone or something to use for my radio station. You have any ideas?
I use a Blue Yeti. It's right here. It's a USB friendly, very nice, very user friendly, very compatible. I like it a lot. I've used other microphones before. Again, it depends. How long are you going to be doing this, Mr. Famous Fulton?
Well, I'm trying to think of some days I can do because I'm pretty busy on Monday and Wednesday.
Right.
Well, Monday and Thursday, excuse me. Let's see. I could probably do Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and then Saturdays, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Then I would probably go Blue Yeti. That would be my suggestion. Okay.
How much do they cost?
Ooh, well, it depends on what's going on scratch wise, but my whole ensemble, I got a mic, I got a headset. I have a different headset, but it's got headset, all that. It was somewhere between $100 and $150.
Okay. I'll see what I can do. Hopefully, I can get that.
Okay, but
Done.
there's plenty of really good mics out there. There's plenty of really good mics out there, though.
Yep. I do have. I'm gonna try to interview with my one of my training for life people from Zoom Link.
Yeah.
His name is let's see, I forget his name. I'm trying to remember his name here. It is Chef Eric.
Oh,
He
Chef Eric.
is,
Is there any relation to Chef Kevin Gilbert?
Maybe.
Oh,
Maybe he is.
Okay, great. Oh, phenomenal. Okay.
Oh, yep.
Okay. Well, Mr. Famous Fulton, we wish you the best of luck and everything moving forward, and we're big fans over here of you, pal. And welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
There he is, Mr. Famous Fulton, joining us here on the program. There you go. He's over there at the Combine. I'm jealous. I want to go to the Combine one day. That'd be pretty friggin' sweet. Next on the phone lines, Professor Philly Doodles here on the show. Professor? Or what the? Oh, wait. Let me see. Let me read. All right. Professor Philly Doodles in session. Star Sunny Styles, number 2, no matter what. So, okay, a little draft day reference there. Stick and pick at 16 or trade up from 16 to get wide receiver or edge rusher. All right. Safety class is cover 2 deep. Let me see. Let's zoom in here. Oh, Dylan Thieneman. We got Pons. We've got McNeil Warren there on the list. All right. Thank you for that adjustment. Let Muji cook. All right, bonus take. Oh, wow, a bonus take. Great. Extend Jawan Briggs and Joe Tippmann. All right, that makes a lot of sense. Re-sign. All right, Professor, we're just going to need a hyphen there because the way you currently have it is resign. So, yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah, resign and re-sign. Very close. There we go. Beautiful. Good little adjustment there. Yeah, let's re-sign with a hyphen in between the R-E and the sign, just different things there. But resign means like to leave your job. So, okay. So re-signed. Great. Nick Folk. Okay. Andrew Beck. Okay. And Williams. Is that Quincy? Oh, nice little plot twister. Williams. Isaiah Williams. Nice job. Isaiah Williams is under contract, so nothing to worry about there, but you could extend him. Let's see. Ooh, hot take with a little fire emoji. Ooh, okay. AG just had jet lag. And there he is. That was Mr. Okay. Oh, he's back. Okay. Wow. I thought that was the. Oh, wait. Whoops. Let me flip this.
Dissertation.
I thought that was the entire call. That would have been. That was wow. Board impressive. That's one of the most creative calls we've ever had. That's phenomenal. Wow.
Dude, the board came in right after you finished your show, and I was like, "Damn it, I had it on."
Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah, and I was like, Bob would have been like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, right. Yeah, that was well done, though. I like it. It is a multi-layered plan. Good plan there. I agree with nearly everything on the sheet. Yeah.
It folds down. You know what I mean? I could take this. It's transportable.
What do you mean it folds down? What are you talking about?
It's hold on.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Now you see it. Now you don't.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Oh, and the marker up top. That's harder to lose. Oh, very nice. Wow. Okay. All right.
We're freaking ready, man. We're ready for this draft season.
The budget, I didn't realize. I should have checked that on overthecaps.com. The budget for boards was a lot higher than I thought on the cap sheet. Okay. Wow. Nice.
The corporate board at work isn't always accessible.
Right. Naturally. Right. That's, makes sense.
It's war room status. You can only be in the war room once. I was, in there early. I'm the janitor, before come on, I'm Matt Damon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just writing down equations. I'm finishing notes, and they're like, "Oh wow, who came up with this great idea, dude?" Dr. Philly Doodles. Who is this guy, Professor Philly Doodles?
Okay, doctor. Sure, that works for me. Man.
I mean, honestly, the safety class is watching all those kids go. Those guys go yesterday.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, you can't. Caleb Downs now goes down even further, and then there's a plethora of free agents coming from safety class.
Yeah.
You can't be that stupid to say, okay, I don't. I get he's a generational talent. Sonny Styles is a freak of nature. You don't get those every day.
Right.
He's going to be probably considered, all said and done, they can rank them up and down between him, Love, and Downs at number the second best. But come on, man. Don't sell me short. If you're Aaron Glenn, first off, people, oh yeah, the way he was selected, he was 5'9", and Bill Parcells was like, get out of here, bro. If you don't, compensate your height, you're gone.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Pons cleared a 43.5 vert or 41.5 vert.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take D'Angelo Pons at 5'9" playing in Indiana in a pro style system, like defense. I'll take him. Select him late second, that 44th pick.
Yeah, 44.
Yeah, but I think if you pass on Sonny Styles to go ahead and take Reese or Bailey, you're hoping in year one that they just explode. Rookie year, they explode, and they have to in a sense because the pressure is on them to perform aside McDonald, who really, he was there and he had that great blocked, field goal attempt.
Right.
But you know what I mean? Like Germaine was a cap casualty, period, end of story. Production, but cap casualty. So, I mean, if you already answered that and you're going to go edge, okay, fine. But the kid has to be lights out. So to me, it's like, if there's that much edge talent, like we're talking Hutchinson or Hutchins, Rager, there was a bunch of really standout dudes at edge during the combine. Like it was spoken about. And there's the top tier dudes for sure. But to me, I'm saying for safety, if I can go grab a free agent veteran, that Minkah Fitzpatrick thing, I don't think is going to happen. I mean, Halfley likes his safeties. I doubt he would even let him walk for a single season. Maybe not. But I don't know, man. I think it's just too rich, to do that. If you're going to take a swing, you take the upside of the most freakish talent possible, and to me, that would be
so Sonny Styles. And to be honest, right? So when was that yesterday that you called in, or was it pre-combine workout that you said about Sonny Styles?
No, I did it after, because at first, remember, we were like, man, if Love was like some type of thing that could happen, we're on the Love train. Okay. No, it was after. It was during it was like right after his performance. Yeah, you can't help it, dude.
Oh man, he's awesome. Oh my god, the size, and then they show the highlight, and you're just seeing him as this and your quarterbacks are just flustered. Like, look at this heat-seeking, alien-like figure that's this tall, this fast, this big, and he's just hunting you like a wet. Oh my goodness gracious! So yeah, I'm tantalized. Yeah,
dude, he's racking up. Like if you saw it, he was racking up tight ends and receivers at 10 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. Like, if there's no point to even catch the ball that close, you're an idiot. If you threw the ball close, if he's in the game, oh shit. You know what I mean? Here we go. Like your play's getting blown up. That's what we need. We need guys that play that blow plays up, and he's gonna do it. Reese is gonna blow the play up, maybe every other down. You know what I mean? Like if Sonny Styles is in there, you're expecting that every single down, 4 downs for the next 10 seasons. That's what you're expecting. Reese can flame out. He could pull up Parsons. Didn't he get injured really bad?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So to me, and then what happened with Reese? That's with Parsons, they had to trade him. They didn't want to exact his pay. It's such a highly, it's a highly volatile market for edges. So the plethora of edges sometimes is better. Look at the Eagles. They always have multiple edges that can get at you, and their D line is stout with big guys that can hit you. But the linebacking core must cover. Can you imagine this scenario?
Okay.
They can't get Anzalone, fine. Yep. But they go ahead and grab Bush.
Yep.
And then draft Styles.
Ooh, man, that's a fun athletic group.
Imagine that. And just keep it Sherwood, and then you figure what you could do with Sherwood.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Maybe he's your third linebacker or something, or you figure, or whatever, rotation-wise, whatever, depending on what you're facing, if you have nickel on the field or not, and whether all three of them are on the field together. There's some creative stuff you could do.
Yeah. I mean, I can't sit here and continue to let the Jets in my heart in my mind, in my opinion, continue to just roll over the linebacking position. No, it's okay, guys. We'll figure it out. Let the tight ends just get 100 yards a game. So that's what happens. And then everyone, oh, what happened? Well, I don't know. You got nobody in the middle. So good luck. Yes, BG. Have a good day, brother.
Hey, by the way, this is coming through. Let's just get the super chat in real quick. I see Mad Mertz with the super chat here. Thank you very kindly. Yes.
Wow.
Segment styling with the styles. Hey, there's all these possibilities. If we actually draft these people, they're here, that we could do all kinds of things. So again, Philly, you may have to lead that segment.
Yeah, I'll do it. I got the board. Maybe we grab the other styles. Now we're in style.
Double dip. No, I'm on cool. Family reunion, baby. Let's go.
Hell yeah,
Philly,
let's
thanks for
go.
the call, brother.
Later, brother.
There he is. That was one of the best calls we've had. Wow. Very creative with the board. Very nice. BG's new segment, Styling with the Styles. Appreciate that, Mad Merch. We'll add that to your raffle ticket total this month. Appreciate that. Thank you. Great super chat. That's funny. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here. It's one of my favorite letters of the alphabet. It's C joining us here on the program. What's up, pal?
Hey, Boy Green, how you doing?
Hey,
I have to get something off my chest this morning.
Ooh, okay, you lay it on me.
I am so sick and tired of this Glenn hate.
Yeah.
Come on. The guy's got a camera probably 24/7. Every fucking thing he does.
Yeah.
Name one other team in the NFL that the head coach goes through this shit.
Right. He's
Okay.
under the magnifying glass.
It's
24/7.
ridiculous. You know, this man's a human being. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is why we fell in love with the guy. This is why we wanted the guy.
Yeah, look at this beautiful picture. Ah, yeah. Look at
Okay.
that. Oh, great autograph too. Very nice.
Let's not forget who this guy is. And you know what? Are we all perfect? Did we never close our eyes for a few minutes? Or, you know, we don't know what this guy's been through. Flying on planes. He might have been up all night, you know, with Moogie, looking at players, looking at stats, looking at all kinds of shit. So he closed his eyes, whether he looked down at his tablet or fell asleep.
Whatever, right.
It never happened to any of us because we're just so fucking perfect, you know?
Right.
And it's every time I get online and I look at Jet content, I'm getting so sick of seeing him as a Superman because of his superpowers.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, come on. We have nothing better to do. We have nothing better to do than to just shit all over this guy.
I know.
And you know what? I'm going to say this. I'm going to let Glenn coach, and I'm going to let Moogie, which I think he's doing now, let him make the moves. Let him watch the players. He knows what he's doing, okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In Moogie, I trust.
Damn straight.
And I will tell you something, too.
Yes, sir.
I don't care who they pick number 2. I have a lot of opinions who I'd like at number 2.
Yeah.
But you know who I want at number 2? I want the guy that Moogie wants at number 2. If Moogie wants to trade down for number 2, then that's the guy I want. But let them do what they do. Let's not worry about, you know, what are we going to see next? Somebody opens the stall door and watches Glenn taking a shit like Kramer did with his camera on Seinfeld. You know what I mean? Seriously, the guys, I mean, I think this shit affects him a little bit.
Sure. How could it not?
You know, let him do his job. I know 3-14. I know we made a big shit and deal when he was all braggadocious when he got the job.
Right.
But my God, you know what? Don't forget why we loved this guy originally.
Yeah.
Okay? Give him a chance. We all failed once. Mm-hmm. We all got a second chance. I like what the Jets are doing. I like Moogie a lot. I think the guys that he brought in and on his coaching staff are going to help him. You make a mistake, you realize your mistake, and you do something about it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all we can do. So, like I said, I don't even want to go on the internet anymore and look at my Jet shit because I'm so sick of listening to people. They have nothing else to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have nothing else to do except shit on Glenn. And, hey, you know what? If it gets clicks, I guess that's what they want. But me, for one, I'm going to put my trust in Moogie, put my trust in what they're doing, and let them do what they do. And I will laugh my ass off if this season becomes a success.
I hope it does so bad.
Okay. So, and you know what? Some people can not like what I say, and people can say, oh, the old guy and this and that. But you know what? I've been watching this team a long time. All our opinions, all our hopes and dreams, they don't mean anything. All it means something is what the guys in charge want to do. And you have to trust in them, and that's where it's got to start. And I'm going to trust in them.
Well,
okay.
I love the passion, C. I love the passion.
Thank you.
There he is, C, and I'm seeing some love for C in the comment section, rightfully so. Very passionate. Again, I think I said it yesterday, the day before, whenever all this happened. I've been on my couch watching things, and all of a sudden I start, ooh, and then my fans like, wake up! I'm like, oh, sorry. So was he sleeping? Was he not sleeping? I think he was. But you know what? Even if he was, who cares? Because like, what proprietary information did he miss if he dozed off? But a 40-yard dash time, they get all the numbers, right? So no, I don't think it's a big deal. Of course, it's a bad look. It's the articles, the headlines, the shows, the clips. Yes, I think it's a more optic thing than a real thing. It doesn't look great that your head coach is sleeping. If he, in fact, was sleeping. Nick Ferria pushes against that. And if you guys haven't seen that interview on the MC Show digital channel, he explains his thought process. I don't agree, but, again, the point is that it's just stupid. But the real thing is win. You win, everything changes. You don't, well, it doesn't. It's that simple. Let me highlight a few comments here. Let's go. Maddie P99 says, all chefs come from the same chef mama, referencing Mr. Famous Fulton. I said, oh, are they related? Chef Kevin Gilbert and this other chef? Unclear, but I guess all chefs are interconnected, aren't they? Yeah, I think that's a little bit of everything here on the program. And thank you guys, everybody, for the super chats. Lou B, Super Jets fan, EZ, number one Austrian Jet fan, Philly Noodles, Troy Sturgis, Easy again. Omar Ochoa. Now I'm always going to laugh when I see that name because of the handle going Omaro. Omar Ochoa, which welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Appreciate that. NC Green gifting memberships. Mad Mertz with the super chats. All a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much. And then let's check the ticker one more time. We are still a subscriber away from 8,400, so we'll see if we get you guys there as well. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us here on the program. This was a ton of fun. Again, this is the creme de la creme day of the NFL Combine. Quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. Fernando Mendoza is not participating today. You will see him. He will jump on the NFL Network desk for an interview, but he will not be participating in the on-field workouts. This is huge for Ty Simpson. This is huge for Drew Aller. This is huge for these guys. Drew Aller is going to be throwing around the football, but I don't believe he's participating in the athletic testing. I will be glued to my TV. I'll be giving you guys Twitter updates. And again, tonight, folks, one more shout out. Boy Green Espresso Club this evening, 8 o'clock Eastern time, is our monthly Espresso Club meeting. Again, if you are a Boy Green Espresso Club member, there's 2 YouTube membership levels, which I'll throw up here on the screen real quick. Again, there's the Coffee Club and there's the Espresso Club. You guys, if you have joined the Boy Green Coffee Club, you can always upgrade to the Espresso Club. All the details in the YouTube description down below. Click that link. It'll let you jump over. This live show tonight at 8 o'clock where we'll talk about quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs, or anything else on your mind, and this game show experience I just nearly had. You guys just have to make sure you're a Boy Green Espresso Club member. It is exclusive to that. You can't watch the show or be in the comments unless you're an Espresso Club member. We do that once a month, every month, and this will be our second meeting that is later tonight. Again, you guys can join that in the YouTube description down below. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Again, on the way out, if you want to do me a favor, make sure you guys like the video here and hit subscribe. Appreciate it.